In a quick follow-up video to a 6-minute daily story we covered last week, Hasbro, the world-renowned toy maker, film, and TV supplier, well, they've been reeling from a series of economic and corporate shocks. The company has been hit hard because of the pandemic with supply chain issues, retail pressures, and, well, all kinds of other unfortunate events, usually brought on them by themselves, that they're actually being put in a position where they have to sell off their E1 film and television unit. Well, they don't have to, but they're... So all of this type of activity, when it takes place, tells you a lot about what's going on. Hasbro doesn't release their quarterly earnings statements until February 16th. So that's quite telling. In addition to the layoffs that they announced, the company also announced a new organizational model. They're also talking a new commercial alignment and some leadership changes to go along with all of that. And during the quarterly earnings call on February 16th, I imagine we're going to find out exactly why. And it's probably not going to be good. One of the preliminary executive moves that was announced was the departure of Eric Neiman as the president and chief operating officer. It's kind of surprising, but maybe not. These numbers must not look very good. The consumer products group that Neiman oversaw would now report directly to CEO Chris Cox. Now, while this may be a cost savings to the company, and we see this done occasionally, it's usually not a formula for success because it overburdens somebody at the top of the food chain who should be focusing on broader, more, let's say, big picture concepts and ideas, not to mention finances. Now, Chris Cox, who had been elevated to CEO about a year ago following the death of, obviously, Brian Goldner, he is now, or has the challenge of trying to steer the Rhode Island company through some very difficult economic headwinds. Under Goldner, Hasbro had reached deals with studios and streamers to actually make adaptations for things like Transformers, G.I. Joe, and a whole host of other properties. Cox, however, had all that shut down. I mean, absent what you're going to see on film, which is a completely different negotiated deal, all of these other things just aren't happening. And he's placing the blame for shutting those things down, of course, on the pandemic, a supply chain issue, and of course, all the retail pressures like we mentioned before. So he's stating there are drastic changes afoot and expect more. Along with the layoff news, of course, the company has also released some preliminary results for the fourth quarter, and this is the tale of the tape. The final results, as I mentioned, will be released on February 16th. Cox signaled that the challenging holiday consumer environment in the fourth quarter essentially caused the toy market to underperform. So total revenue annually is going to drop 17% year over year to $1.68 billion. That means you'll have losses per share somewhere in the 93 cents to $1 range. This is dramatically lower than Wall Street expectations and analyst forecasts. Now, the staff reductions, which are set to start in the coming weeks, along with the ongoing systems and supply chain investments, well, they're intended to help the company hit its goal of $250 to $300 million in annual run rate cost savings. Will that work? I don't know. I know this, the toy business has been in trouble for a long time, and that's because of all of the tie-ins that they would normally benefit from. Well, they've been flopping and failing as well. But hey, what do you think? Do you think Hasbro is got it right and they need to sell off E1 and let somebody else develop their properties? Do you think the toy business is on the verge of failure simply because there aren't any good entertainment tie-ins to be found? And finally, what do you think the future is for Hasbro overall? I think they have a rough road to hoe. Feel free to give me your comments down below, and hopefully we can have a conversation about this because, hey, that's what the comments section is for. Although, if you'd rather just say hello down there, I would appreciate that as well, because anything in the comments section is actually engagement, and that'll help the channel grow. And with that, I'll remind you to please take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. And don't forget to check out my Rumble at rumble.com/CultureCasino.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and share all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.